Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video on my 2 litre TFSI engine. Today we're going to be tackling the job that I've been putting off for a while. It's the timing chain. So let's go. Right then, so why have I been putting this job off? Well, it's either going to be a very quick job or a very, very painful job. First of all, we've got to whip all the top off, rocker cover, etc. That's fine. Whip this side off. Then there is the bolt that holds the cam, sprocket, whatever you'd call it, in place. That's notorious for rounding off and causing all sorts of problems. So before we get too much into what tools we need and all that sort of stuff, let's attack that bolt first and see how today's going to go. So let's start by whipping off this rocker cover. Okay, first up, core packs. So start with, we're going to remove the harness. So there's a couple of fixings holding that wiring harness in place. I've got one little T20. And then I've got a T25 here, but I'm not sure that's what's meant to be there. With those out of the way, we can unplug our coil packs nice and gently. We don't want to break these. You can just fold that kind of out of the way. The coil packs should all just pull up. Like so. We have this pipe at the back that we need to remove with a single-use clip, and then there's a little sort of pipe next to it here with just a normal kind of push fit clip. We'll take that big one first. Okay, with them clips free, we can tackle the bolts holding the rocker cover down. There's quite a few on here. I think they are fairly big. I think they're T30s. Yeah, T30. Quickly whiz them out. And there's also two on the side through the top timing cover. Okay, and if everything's undone, that should be a rocker cover free. Okay, that's the rocker cover off. Okay, with the rocker cover off, we can now see our cams, obviously, and at the end of both of these cams, it's a sprocket with a chain on, which is what we're going to be changing today. So we need to get this end cover off, and there's some more torques around there. We'll figure out what else we need to take off to gain access. Okay, so firstly, there's definitely some wiring in the way that we're going to need to get rid of. So these should just kind of clip open. Okay, now fold all that wiring out of the way. There's a little fixing here that's attaching this coolant pipe. Okay, so this little fixing here is an M5. So it's now loose from there, but still pretty solid. So we'll figure that out in a bit. Nothing else, I don't believe. Oh, hang on, we've got a little earth wire. So look at it there. Get that off as well. Okay, so actually it looks like it's going to be easier to take this off, which takes this whole bracket out of the way, and that will reveal a couple more of those torques that we're going to need to get to later. We'll just put that back. Okay, and I think that's it. So we've got 1, 2, 3 along the bottom, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think about 7. Let's see if that's all of them. They're probably going to be T30. Okay, I don't give you a lot of access for this bottom one. Okay, so I think with that last bolt out the bottom, this should now be free. And there she is. So this is the chain that we're going to be replacing. And this tensioner But the problem comes from this bolt in here. That is very tight and very prone to rounding off. So this really is the moment of truth. Okay, so to undo this bolt, we need to lock these cams in place. Now, I've bought this little kit. These are, ridiculous money, genuine ones from Audi. But this one is like a Chinesey version, just with updated or upgraded bolts. So we are going to need to rotate cams so that they're in the middle. Let me figure this out and I'll come back to you. Okay, so you have to rotate the engine so that the indents of these cams are pointing towards the middle. Then with this tool, you can kind of slide it in between. And if you kind of look at it from that angle, what it should be doing is holding those cams nice and tight to stop them rotating. And then we can just gently thread these bolts into here. So let's get all that tightened up and then we'll see where we are. Okay, so that is the cam now locked in place. It's not going anywhere. Now for the moment of truth. This is where we decide if today's going to be a good day or a bad day. So we've got our special tool, which I'll stick a link down in the description for, if this works, actually. Yeah, we'll get out the breaker bar, we'll hammer it in, and we'll cross our fingers. Okay, here's the moment that I've been having nightmares about for weeks. Right, we're not going to get a better connection than what we've got there. That is in. Here goes, guys. Come on. Oh, that's tight. And my thing broke. Lovely.
Many unbearable hours later.
Amazingly, after that breaking, bolt getting stripped in there, welding, burnt thumb, a world of pain, this is out. Amazing. Right, now on to the next stage. Let me go and get the rest of the bits and we'll figure out what's next. Okay, so I think first things first is we've got to get this off. Just quite tight. Oh, there you go. There's that. And obviously now we can get the rest of the chain off. And then the kit comes with a new tensioner. So there are just 3 bolts here to undo that tensioner. T30. Okay, it's the old tensioner removed. We're going to grab the new one out of the box and we'll stick that straight on. Anyone see the problem here? Beep. Well, somebody, and that somebody unfortunately being me, has ordered the wrong timing chain. So that's going to put an end to my day. The next time you see me will hopefully be a week later when I've got the correct timing chain. So, by the power of YouTube, we are back a week later with the correct, hopefully the correct chain tensioner. So let's get us unboxed and let's see where we are. Great news, it actually looks like it's the same. So let's get that whipped on.
So unfortunately my microphone battery decided to die at this point, so we'll have to have a few minutes of voiceover here. So the first step obviously was to replace this tensioner just by, first of all, gently threading in the bolts here, first of all by hand, and then obviously snugging them up there with a ratchet. Frustratingly, this was probably the most important point in the video, but gives us a chance to re-explain it all anyway. So with those snugged up, what I then started to do was explain that there's a video by the Decimal Temps guys, which explains this really well, but I'll do my best to explain it as well. So what you'll see on the intake cam sprocket, there's a little timing mark, which I've highlighted there. And then we will grab the variator from the exhaust cam, and on the back side of that, there's also a little line, timing line, which I've then highlighted as well. So what we then do is we get our chain, and what you'll notice on the chain is there's a little brass link. And what we do is we count 18 and 19 links from that brass link, and we mark that side. So that's me just counting them there. And then what we do with that paint mark is we flip the chain over, and we also mark it on the opposite side. What we then do, grab our variator, we flip the chain over, so the brass link is now facing away from us. We grab our variator, find our little timing line, and we put the 18th and 19th link over that line. So now, when we obviously turn the variator around to put it back on the engine, we can now see the brass link. And what we want to do is get that brass link over that timing dot on the intake cam. So just before we do that, it's important to note on the back side of the variator, there's a little dowel. And on the cam, there's a little hole, I guess you'd call it, which we need to obviously put one inside of the other. Now, what you'll find is that they won't fit straight away. You'll need to just rotate the intake cam very slightly, which is why you see I've got my little intake cam mover tool. So we just rotate that slightly, and you'll feel it as you rotate, and it needs to be ever so slightly, and you'll just feel it go home like that. And then with a little tap, we'll just send it all the way home. What we then do is we grab our brand new cam bolt. It's important to get a new bolt at this point. And again, we'll just thread that in gently, first of all, by hand. Then we'll go grab our torque wrench, and we'll set this to 20 Newton meters plus 45 degrees. And finally, before I hand back to the proper recording, we will pull the pin and release the tensioner.
Okay, so I just noticed that my microphone had run out, so hopefully VoiceOver Carl has done a good job in explaining what we just did. Now, before we fit this cover back on, there's a few things to replace. We have these oil control rings in here. There's 3 of those. About 30 quid from Audi, which is great news. And then we also have a new gasket as well. So we will we'll pop these oil control rings out and pop the new ones in. Being very careful not to break them because, yeah, £10 each for a little bit of plastic does seem a little bit excessive. One that broke, well, was very brittle at least. Okay, one in without breaking it. Okay, so that's our 3 oil control rings fitted and our new gasket fitted. So now let's shove it on the car. Okay, so refitting is the reversal removal, right? So let's just throw this on. Then we have all of our T30 bolts around the edge. This one at the bottom, I have to get with like an Allen key type tool. We can start plumbing all of our wires back to where they came from. So we can put our rocker cover back on. I've got a new gasket for that as well, so I'm going to dig that out. Okay, so we've got our new rocker cover gasket here. See how disgusting the old one is. Just feed it into its channels. Okay, gasket on. All screws pushed back into place. Kind of hold the gasket in place. Let's go stick it on the car. Okay, so making sure the gasket is all seated nicely. I like to start with these stupid pipes at the back because they're quite tough when it's on the car. Okay, so lift these bolts up. I'm sure there's a proper pattern you're meant to do for these, but just kind of work the way around in a star shape. Gently first, just by hand. Just come back when all these are done up. Okay, with all those cover bolts down at 10 newton meters, we can clip these pipes on at the back. Obviously, this one was originally a single-use bit, so I had to replace that with a Jubilee. And then this little one. I'm not going to bother putting the core packs back on because the next time we see this engine, we should be servicing it. Plugs, sump, pickup pipe, etc. So I think that's that. Well, guys, what can I say? That was as horrible as I imagined. It took a good couple of weeks and many things went wrong along the way, but we got there. We got there. So thanks for watching, guys. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. It really does help. Next time you see this engine, we'll be building it back up, ready to put it in. There's our car over there waiting. Got to whip that engine out, and then we'll shove that one in. So let's do it. See you on the next one, guys. Thank you very much.